Hang on a minute. Oh, that's better. It's not cold, it's just getting near Christmas. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Paul Holden Details channel. Right, in this video, we're going to be tackling, me and Paul Watson, going to be tackling the BMW E28, which my son owns, this rather lovely classic car. It's been neglected. I'm not going to lie, it's been neglected quite a bit. Hang on a minute, you're a detailer, Paul, well, part-time. Why have you let this car get this bad, and why has your son let it get into this state? Well, it's quite simple. It's time and the fact he hasn't bought a decent car cover yet. Don't worry, it's on his list. It's on his Christmas list. Do not worry, I've had that chat with him. Anyway, enough about that. This is a Flex rotary. And to give it its correct name, a PE14-2150. Let's just call it a Flex rotary. It's a damn sight easier. Going to be using this with their pads and their compounds, and also we have the mini polisher, which is the Flex PXE80, which I don't own, Paul does. Going to be using that, I'm going to be using it, he's going to be using it, and we're going to be using the Batoka polisher, that rather cheap one from Amazon. All that in this video, plus some nice products we're going to be using, and yes, we're going to get ceramic coating on this car, because the chances of me getting to this car very, very soon after this are going to be slim to none, although it will need a maintenance wash. He's been told, don't worry. Right, on with the video, get some crisps, get a really nice drink, and do you know what? You can start on the Christmas drink. I know it's early, or get last year's. Get that dusty bottle of sherry from the back, creme de menthe, Advocaat, eggnog, whatever. Don't put them all in one glass. Not after last year. Roll the video.
There we go then. This is the lower part of the BMW E28. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah, it's not. Wait till you see us when we start polishing. You'll see a massive difference on this paint. It is oxidized, and this is heavily oxidized. The worst it's been for years. The boot's already been done, or the trunk lid if you're in the USA. I've already done that to get ahead of the game. Rear quarters haven't been touched. The only other thing I've done is the wheels. So we've got GT and Garage Therapy's Zero Decon Shampoo. We have Red 7 Fallout Remover from Auto Smart as the first chemicals we're going to be using on the vehicle. And we have the Rag Company Clay Scrubber Twin Pack. When it comes to the pre-wash, we have 100ml of the Zero Decon Shampoo in the Carscope Lance with 850ml of water, and yes, that is a Neil Fisk C135i pressure washer. Yes, oh my god, who doesn't love a pressure washer? Still got the Arbor, still got the big boy. I thought I'd give this an outing. Interesting fact about this machine, or rather the accessories I've got with it, the direct hoses lance, or hose should I say, is around about 25 years old. The snow foam lance, well, that's not that old, and that's from Carscope. I've got a link where you can get one of those from. I'm going to give this at least 10 to 15 minutes. Really cold day when we did this car. Very, very cold. It was so cold in the morning I couldn't get any water out my hose. I know what you're saying, that could be my age. So everything looks brilliant when it's wet, doesn't it? Apart from me coming out of the shower. Nobody needs to see that. So this should I say, should start breaking down the grime. So the nozzle on the end of the stubby gun is from Carscope. Those are the stainless steel ones. I'm still using those. Do not worry, I shall put as many links underneath this video as I can remember. So you can go and have a look at the interweb. Now, strangely enough, this car seems to be hanging on very, very slightly to the last LSP I put on the car. And don't ask me which one it was. I can't remember. It was back in the summer. It just goes to show you that the sun will hit the top panels and gradually work its way down, ruining your finish on your vehicle. So have a look at the grime line on the left. This is just how good Garage Therapy's Decon shampoo is as a pre-wash. It's also very good as a tyre cleaner. So once the pre-wash stage was done, it was out with the wash mitt and the gloves and starting my 2-bucket wash. Or was it a 1-bucket wash? Let me know what you guys are doing now. Are you doing a 1-bucket or are you doing 2 buckets? I'd love to know. And yes, I may have put too much shampoo in my bucket. I think it was 50-ish or so mil in the bucket, which is exceptionally strong, by the way. And yes, I didn't use a secondary mitt on the lower parts of the car. Why not? Because my pre-wash was that good, I didn't have to worry. Normally you can grab a secondary mitt. Why? Why have you got to do a bad shot? Honestly, Paul, every video. So in the summer months you can actually put this in your lance. Yes, it uses more shampoo, but it keeps the panels nice and cool. Don't have to worry about that on a day like today. I think it got to at least 4 degrees. Wow, where's the suntan lotion? If anyone wants to buy me anything for Christmas, can you get me a pair of wellies, size 12s? I've split mine. I've got soggy feet. And yes, that is the Metro sat in the back. And yes, it's been sawn. It's been taken off the road. My wife is now driving the green BMW, which was my youngest son's car. She's now a BMW owner. Why has the Metro been taken off the road? Well, it's been taken off the road because we're going to Australia, and rather than spend money on the Metro, we're going to go and visit my son in Australia instead. So next up is the decontamination stage, or the first part of it. This is Red 7 fallout remover. How many times has this happened to you? A failed trigger. Yep, that's going straight in the bin fodder. Oh, the relief. New trigger. Yes, I know I did the wheels, but I'm going to hit them up again with some more fallout remover. I'm sure those are going to bleed again. I know, it looks like it's getting dark. It's not. It's just a very weird light. The sun was sort of coming over the back of us, and it created all sorts of problems when I was trying to film. So although this car has been decontaminated before, it's been clayed before, but a very long time ago, we're going to go over it anyway, because I'm sure we're going to get something out of that paint. This, of course, is single stage paint. Being a classic car, it has had some paintwork done to it before. Just got to bear that in mind. So yeah, it wasn't exactly lit up like a Christmas tree, but it's still nevertheless bleeding out. And obviously on these rims, it's going to come out there again. So after leaving the fallout remover on and let the magic happen with the colour change, I thought I'd better grab the Vicam brush and work it in, work it right into those rims. So while you're watching me walk around this car, a little bit of a health update from me. I have got an appointment with a vascular surgeon, believe it or not. More updates on the way. Here we go. This is the clay stage. So rather than using traditional clay or a clay cloth, these are like a scrubber pad. So you can actually lube up the panels with a wash mitt with just shampoo. Yeah, just shampoo. You haven't exactly have to have the dedicated clay lube, or there's nothing wrong with clay lube. This will just save you a bit of coinage in your back pocket. And then just a little bit of hand pressure, very light hand pressure. Work your way over each panel, and then just, well, hang on a minute, nearly dropped it. Come on, they're supposed to be better. Work your way over each panel, lube the panel up first, and then hit it up with the clay scrubber pad. Let me know what you guys are using. Traditional clay, clay cloths, or one of these. I'd love to know. Hello, reinforcements. Yep, that's Paul. So Paul from Detailing Reviews has come over to lend me a hand with the polishing stages. And you can see the sun working its way over the car already. This is a race against time, I tell you. This was really, really tight with the light. So once you've done all this, you can then rinse it down again. And then of course you can move on to the drying stage, which is coming up once I pull my finger out and get this rinsed off. So we're going to use a drying towel, and then we're going to use a warm air blower. There's a couple of reasons for that. The main one is if you can stick it down your trousers, you can warm yourself up. Not that I've ever done that. So the main thing is to get in all the nooks and crannies. So if everyone's still awake, this is the main event, the polishing part. So we have the Flex rotary, and we have a selection of compounds and pads to hand. We have a finishing compound, and we have a one-step compound, and we have a cutting compound. This is the weapon, the rotary, nice little speed indicator on the back of the machine. 6-inch backing plate, or 150mm, vented, and there's a speed controller, and of course the locking trigger. We have medium pads, cutting pads, and finishing pads, and I've probably got those in the completely wrong order, but you can look them up on the interweb underneath. So we're going to use the medium pad and the medium compound. We're going to spread it out on speed 1, and we're only really going to go up to the maximum of speed 3. What tends to happen is if you go too quick, for one thing, you may cause some irreversible damage. Only a fool would do that if you keep it sat on the panel for a number of minutes. But the main reason is you'll just burn through all the lubricants very, very quickly, and you won't get anywhere. It's just slow and steady wins the race. Nice slow speed when you're doing cutting. Don't think that faster will get the job done quicker. It won't. It just makes more mess. Says he, speeding up the video. So the one great thing about having two backing plates, using this 6-inch backing plate, put your teeth in, Paul, you can cover a bigger area. But don't be too greedy. I was a little bit greedy on this next section. I took a big panel, or a big area to do. I think I could have got that down a bit lower. Do maybe like a foot square at a time. So just coming up, you'll see a little bit of a patch, a little bit hazy, just there. I'm not going to chase that too much. However, I'm going to follow this up with a finishing compound. When it comes to the intricate areas, I grabbed the Patoka polisher because Paul was using the Flex mini polisher, the PXE80. there is a difference between these machines, and I'm sure there's going to be some videos on it quite soon. Not necessarily on my channel though. So you can see the drastic difference here with the 50/50. That is not edited out or anything. That is exactly how it is. Now remember the size of this vehicle. They look great when they're wet, don't they? Now look at it. Yeah. Now it's all dried out. You can see it's really dull. It's pink. It's got no gloss. It's just got, well, nothing going on really. There he is, Paul in action. And yes, I got to have a go at this machine. And then switch back to the rotary. Now this is the finishing compound. There were certain areas which I wasn't really happy with, so I switched over to a finishing pad and the finishing compound. Once again, low speed. So there are certain areas you can still use the 6-inch backing plate. However, when it comes to the lower parts of the vehicle, you are going to have to switch back to 125mm, or you're going to have to grab the mini polisher. So I was being quite careful here. Once again, low speed again. Be careful of edges on the paintwork as well. Interesting fact I found out from Paul as well, the lead which is attached to this machine apparently is made of a certain plastic to stop it picking up grit and stones. Didn't know. So the compound is actually pretty easy to remove. Now once you've removed it all, before you do your coating, you are going to have to use an IPA solution to get rid of any polishing oils. Now take a look at the roof. This is where it started to dry out a little bit. Now what you really need is a bottle of water, a spritz bottle, to just dampen the panel. Yes, it's messy, but it does extend even. Hang on a minute, my teeth have fell out again. That's my age. It extends the working time. It is messy, but it does extend it. Now there is an enormous amount of polishing done on this car. I haven't shown all of it because nobody wants to sit there watching their colour drain out of their face, to be honest with you. There was loads of polishing. I've tried to condense this video down as much as I can. One great thing about that machine is all the different attachments you can fit on it. You get in those really nasty areas. So IPA solution now, we're going to wipe it down, get rid of all the polish residue off the vehicle before we put the coating on. If you don't do this, the coating won't bond to the surface. A little bit of damage on that paint just up in the top right of your screen, right on the edge of that door. So this was the finishing compound, even. Certain areas of this vehicle, just wanted to go over it, was a little bit hazy, nice low speed. Quite surprising how stiff the pads are, believe it or not, from Flex. The finishing pad is a lot stiffer than what I'd say from most manufacturers. If you compare it to someone else, it's kind of like their medium pad, if that makes sense. Synergy Light from Infinity Wax. This should give us up to at least a year of protection. However, you have to keep up your maintenance washes. Don't just think you can put this on a car and leave it. So spritz up one of your little pads and then gently move it backwards and forwards, try to keep it in straight lines to apply it on the vehicle. Paul doing a wonderful demonstration there, and this bloke with some stupid little hat on. I don't know where he is, where he's from. He just looks a right wally, doesn't he? And just massage it into the vehicle. Now this, you need to leave this for at least a few minutes. The time scales on the bottle are very varied, I have to say, and it depends on temperature as well. All I'll say is don't leave it too long. It can be a little bit finicky to remove. Now apparently this fills in swirls and defects. Well, the name of the game was to remove as many defects as possible. It's not 100% correction, but I think we've done a pretty good job. But this really does make it go pop, and well, you know, you'll see in a minute. I'm just spoiling it for the video. I'm just spoiling it. You can, of course, use two cloths. You can level this off and then do a final bath. We didn't feel that you needed to do that on the day. And you can do a panel at a time or a couple of panels, but don't be greedy. Don't leave it on there. Don't stand there talking to your mate that's come over the day to detail a car, because, well, who would do that? Next up, it's the glossy stuff, more glossy stuff, Stiana Gloss's Gummy on the tyres. Nice product that. I have used that before though, many moons ago. Ah, the wonderful Traceless from Built Hammer, the superb glass cleaner. Now, I have recently took a delivery from Paragon Microfibers. I purchased some cloths. I'll let you know I'm getting on with those, but so far the glass cloths are very, very good. Plastic, or Plastigard should I say, from Squid Ink. I've got 2 bottles of this. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's just so good. And now for some sexy B-roll, and I will see you back in my lounge. Well, not personally. We're going to have a chat about this car. Okay, briefly we're going to talk about this machine. We're not going to dwell too much on the other products because it's about this bit of kit. This rotary from Flex. What is it like to use? Well, it's very comfortable. It's quite weighty. The one thing I will say about this machine, compare this to a DA, you'll get 0 vibrations from this, which makes a big difference when you're out there all day doing this, doing polishing. Your arms don't ache. You don't get shook around all over the place, and it's really nice to use. I suppose I ran this up to speed 3 on the day, back down to 2.5, then to 2, then to 1, and it finishes down very nicely. However, those pads are quite aggressive. Even the finishing pad is quite stiff compared with other pads I've used in the past. I did switch over to the finishing pad to do parts of the bonnet, which were a little bit hazy, and the finishing compound. And the differences between the finishing compound and the medium compound are working times. I've found with the medium compound, you have to use a bit of water on the panel or on the actual pad itself just to make those working times a bit longer. But
apart from that, yeah, what a weapon. And I have got the other backing plate as well. That's the 125mm one as well. They're available separately, by the way. I'll put a link-a-doodle underneath the video about this machine and all the other sites. So don't worry when you put it in your comments saying, where's this, where's that? They're underneath the video. Thanks for watching, guys, and being patient as well. It's been a very, very busy year for me, exceptionally busy. I'd like to thank everyone who's been watching me and continues to watch me. It's not the end, don't worry. We've got more videos coming before Christmas, definitely. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep subscribing, share your comments, share your videos, share everything, share the love. That's enough sharing. I'm gonna have a pint. See you later.